All right, we'll call to order the Stevensville Board of Adjustment meeting for Thursday, July 2nd, 2020. Ms. Hoffman, can you please call the roll?
Mr. Dewey?
Here.
Ms. Devlin?
Here.
Ms. Holcomb?
Here.
Mr. Vick?
Here.
And Mr. Michelson?
Here. Okay, thank you. We're here for two items of business tonight. Public hearing with discussion and decision on petition for variance at 106 East 4th Street, adjusting the off-street parking requirements. And a public hearing with discussion and decision on a petition for variance at 216 College Street, adjusting the rear property setback. Representatives from both petitions are in attendance tonight. We'll look quickly the 106 East 4th Street application included in the packet is the second application for this issue that we've received. If you recall, we considered a similar application in May, which failed. The applicant has identified a use for the facility, which was something that was incomplete in the last application. The staff review is in the packet as well for your review. Third-party staff review is completed by HDR Engineering because we don't have a zoning administrator or a staff person to do the review that doesn't already sit on the Board of Adjustment. So with that, the summary of the 106 East 4th Street variance request concludes that when you consider the request to fulfill the off-street parking requirements, consideration should be given to existing on-street parking needs based on the current and future land uses in the immediate proximity. One of the requirements of a variance application is that a strict compliance with the provisions of the chapter would create unnecessary hardship or a reasonable situation on a particular property due to unusual or extreme topography, uneven shape, or the property or prevalence of similar conditions in the immediate vicinity of the property. So in this case, the staff report concludes that the applicant is not adequately demonstrating that hardship. Financial burdens aren't typically considered hardships in land use planning. With that, you have the report for your review. We will open the public hearing to take public comment. Public comment is an opportunity to share with the board your views or opinions on the project. It is not necessarily an opportunity for questions and answers from the public. So you can state your views and opinions to the board, and they'll consider those when a decision comes forward. Those who are making public comment tonight, if you please step forward to the podium, state your name and address for the record. There is a sign-in sheet also at the podium for you to sign so that the clerk can accurately spell and identify you in the minutes. Is anyone here for public comment on the petition for 160 East 4th Street? Mr. Schrock.
Good evening. I'm William Schrock. I'm a contractor that is representing Dave Larson. I'd just like to make a note here on the HDR Engineering report here on the last page. It states that we're asking for 7 parking spaces off Church Street. I think that's a mistake. I think that's supposed to be 3 with additional 1 for handicap, and then 3 off of 4th Street. That was for our request that we made. We sent to.
Further public comment?
Mark Adams, 682nd. This whole situation should not be happening. The gentleman, David Larson, was granted permits, which he thought was the okay to go. He got in the middle of his construction and was told to shut down. Now, there are some people in this room that have businesses on Main Street. Ms. Devlin, if you had the opportunity to build a new facility, would you expect the town of Stevensville to treat you accordingly? And I know that none of you are in the construction business, but when you shut a project down, it does not restart the next day. Your contractors have scheduled materials and scheduled subcontractors. And this is the construction season in Montana. If you don't make it now, you don't make it at all. And so that means all of the subcontractors have gone on to other jobs. So where are you going to get your people to do the job? This sucks. It shows a gross lack of respect for a person who is inside the city limits, had valid permits, and was shut down for no good reason. Thank you.
Is there any further comment?
I'm John Burke, cruising with CJ Stand at 324 Main Street. I feel the same way as Mark. And on top of stopping that, it's actually created a problem in the alley, even parking for my restaurant and my business, the way it's sitting right now. That fence, the dirt, the weeds, it's becoming unbearable. It's ignorant to look at. And I am not very happy about it. I've leased that lot from the day prior to him getting his permit. I knew he was gonna start with this. I'm okay with it. I want something done so that this doesn't look like that in the back alley. It's disturbing to look at. It's sick, and I am not very happy about it.
Further comment? All right, at this time, we'll close the public hearing for the petition for variance on 106 East 4th and defer council. Excuse me, to the board. Mr. Michelson.
Are we ready to move on to this, Mayor? Am I ready to make a motion?
Sure, if you'd like to.
I make a motion to approve petition for variance at 106 East 4th Street, adjusting the off-street parking requirement.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved by Mr. Michelson, seconded by Mr. Vick to approve the petition for variance at 106 East 4th Street, adjusting the off-street parking requirements. Council or board discussion. Mr. Michelson.
First and foremost, I'd like to apologize to Mr. Larson, to Mr. Schrock, to Mr. Vitruson, and all the business owners here. This council dropped the ball. All of us did. I do not know how to repay you on this. I do not. That last meeting was so bad. We should all be ashamed of ourselves as a council. We have to move on. I would hope tonight that we come to the right resolution. We are the governing body. We make the decisions. We can give this variance. That's what we're here for. I would hope that this council moves forward in the right direction. Thank you.
Mr. Vick.
I do want to notate that I do see where Mr. Schrock was saying that they had applied for one thing, but the staff report does say something completely different.
Sure, I think that that's an oversight on the part of Mr. Buxton.
Right.
The intent is still there. Regardless of how many off-street parking spaces he's asking for a modification for, the hardship still hasn't been demonstrated.
So, and my question on this is also, so we're moving from a requirement of 10 spaces, correct, to they're asking for a total of 7, right?
No, the requirement, because they've identified a use, the requirement is 7 spaces total. They need 7 parking spaces to operate the type of business that they're asking to operate, to build for.
Okay.
They can only fit 3 spaces on their property, and so they're asking for a variance from 7 to 3, essentially.
Okay.
Ms. Holcomb.
Dave, I would like to ask you a question. Is this, it's been going around. In the few times that you and I have emailed each other, did we ever, or did I ever, do any backdoor dealings with you?
Did you ever what, man?
Do any backdoor dealings with you?
We had some general discussions on the topic.
Thank you.
Any further discussion from the Board of Adjustment? Okay. Motion on the table is to approve the variance. Is there any final public comment? Okay. Oh, Mr. Chadwick.
Jim Tadvik, 509 Mission Street. I think you can tell by the people that are here, these are business owners and people that are in support of Mr. Larson. And I urge the council to please approve this variance. This is a businessman. And are we sending a message, the wrong message out, that we're anti-business now? You know, I mean, I don't understand. I really don't. Okay, thank you.
Okay, any further discussion from the board? All right, hearing none, I'll call for the vote. Councilmember Holcomb.
Aye.
Councilmember Vick.
Aye.
Councilmember Devlin.
Aye.
Councilmember Michelson.
Aye.
And I vote no. Motion passes 4-1. Move on to the public hearing, discussion and decision for the petition for variance, 216 College Street, adjusting the rear property setback. Again, in this instance, there is a staff report in your packet along with the application from the property owner and a representative of the United Methodist Church at Stevensville. They are requesting that the rear lot line setback for the property move from 20 feet to 12 feet. There are representatives here that can give an overview of the project, which the board has not seen yet. And so I'd be willing to turn the floor over to you folks if you'd like to review your proposal before we open the floor for public hearing. If you want to, if you don't, that's.
I'm John Fisher, Chairman of the Board of Trustees for Stevensville United Methodist Church. I would just like to point out that we have identified a need for early child learning in Valley County. Our proposal is to build a facility that will have somewhere between 70 and 80 kids. There's a great need for it, but to do that, we have to expand out towards Pine Street or take parking. So I think we'd rather talk about moving towards Pine Street than reducing parking. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Okay, we'll open the public hearing for the variance, reminding you that it's a variance to move from 20 feet to 12 feet on the rear lot line setback. Again, state your name and address for the record if you'd like to step to the podium. Okay, no comment from the public hearing. We'll close the public hearing and.
we have one.
Excuse me,
I'm sorry.
Mr. Longbottom, go ahead.
I'm sorry, a little slow on the.
That's okay.
Mayor, members of council, I'm Ben Longbottom. I live at 209 Pine Street, which is the property adjacent to on the north of the Methodist where they're asking for variance. And I just would like to say for the record that I am not opposed. In fact, I think the proposal would be an asset to the community and to the area. And I am in favor of the granting the variance or the setback. I hope that you folks on the just board of adjustments will likewise. Thank you.
Any further public comment on the variance request? Okay. Hearing none, we'll defer back to the board on action. Discussion.
I'll make a motion to approve the variance for the Methodist Church.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved by Mr. Vick, seconded by Ms. Devlin to approve the variance, approve the petition for variance for the United Methodist Church Council or board discussion. Any final public comment? Easy enough. We'll call for the vote. Councilmember Michelson.
Aye.
Mr. Vick.
Aye.
Ms. Devlin.
Aye.
Ms. Holcomb.
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion passes unanimously. With that, we'll adjourn the meeting. Thanks, everyone. Have a safe holiday weekend.
I think it's a great thing. Anything to do with